This is the Jet JS300 Stratocaster guitar, and in today's video we'll be doing a full review and a comprehensive sound test, so let's dive right in. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you again. Today we're looking at this JS300 Strat from a new guitar company called Jet. Now I recently bought this Jet guitar with my own money, so this is not a paid or a sponsored video. These are all my own opinions after owning this guitar for a couple of weeks now and being able to play it and get really used to it. And I've got to say, having done quite a bit of homework on this guitar before I bought it, this JS300 has a big reputation to live up to. As you may or may not know, this Strat guitar is quickly gaining a reputation as one of the best budget instruments available on the market today. So today we're going to put it through its paces and see if it can live up to the hype. So first we'll take a closer look at the specs and the build quality, then we'll have the audio sound test, and then we'll draw some conclusions at the end. So this is Jet Guitar's entry-level model. It's called the JS300, which I assume stands for Jet Strat, seems that the Telecaster version is called the JT300. And I've got to say, on first impressions, I'm really impressed with it. It arrived safe and sound, double boxed and packaged really well. It came with its tremolo arm, which has a grub screw fitment, which means there's no fiddly winding of the threaded type. All the pots feel silky smooth, and of course it's a polyester finish. It actually has a mint green 3-ply pickguard and aged knobs to make it look a bit more vintage. And of course the standard Strat pickup configuration of 3 single coils, which in this case are actually ceramic magnets for lots of extra chime. Now a lot of people, especially guitar brand snobs, think that ceramic magnet pickups are not very good, that they're dirty and muddy. In actual fact, it's Alnico magnet pickups that sound a bit darker, a bit warmer. So it'll be interesting to hear if we can get that classic Strat jangle out of this JS300. Now the body does feel great. It's made of basswood, which is a tone wood. It's got all the right contouring in all the right areas. There's even a little extra contouring on the lower bout to help give you access to the higher strings. Of course, one of the main bonuses of a Strat guitar with that contouring is it fits against your body really nicely, so it's so comfortable to play. And that brings us on to this neck, which is something rather special and quite unheard of at this price point. I haven't told you the price of this guitar yet, and you're probably thinking maybe £300 or £400 or $300 or $400. It's actually £160 or $160 to buy this guitar brand new. The quality of the components here alone make this an absolute no-brainer. This is actually a fantastically well-built guitar, irrespective of the money. You're getting this body loaded with good quality hardware and a roasted maple neck, all for £160 or $160. Now from everything I've personally watched and read on this JS300 so far, a lot of people out there are commenting on the quality of it. And it really is impressive. A lot of people have talked about the rolled edges on the fretboard, and I've got to say, although they're not quite as rolled as I was expecting, they are very smooth and there's no sharp ends, so the medium jumbo frets are very well fitted and polished, which makes them silky smooth to play. You get your classic vintage style tuners which work perfectly. They don't seem cheap and flimsy, they certainly do the job and keep the guitar in tune, and to cap it all off, you actually get a bone nut, a genuine bone nut, to add to the tone of this thing. Behind the backplate, as usual, you get access to the trem block, which is a nice big beefy unit, so you get extra tone. And the neck is affixed with the usual 4 bolts, and it's fitted perfectly, right into the bout with no gaps whatsoever. The heel of it isn't actually curved and contoured ergonomically like it is on the JS400, which is the next model up, but to be honest, this is the vintage classic style, and I like it, and there's no issues with regard to playability. So think of it as your classic vintage Strat setup. So I think what we'll do now, guys, is dive into the sound test and see what kind of tones we can get out of this thing, and we'll come back at the end for some thoughts and conclusions. So guys, what do you think to that? Please do leave your comments below, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this. And please do take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel, it really helps me to know that you're as into it as I am, and it helps me to grow the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Now in terms of playability, this JS300 is really comfortable, it's actually inspiring to play. And I always think that's so important with any instrument, if it inspires you to pick it up and play it, that's got to be the most important thing, right? So the feel of this Jet guitar really is fantastic. It feels like it probably costs $800–900, but in honesty, £160 or $160 is an absolute steal for this thing. Now in terms of sound, of course you've been able to hear that, and it might help you to make up your mind on this guitar, but I've got to say, in the room, the resonance between the body, the strings, and just that overall playability and the sound that's coming out of the amplifier really is something that's inspiring me. So yeah, absolutely, this Jet JS300 Strat was an inspired purchase, and I'm super glad I made it. In terms of mods, upgrades and personalising touches that I do like to make to my guitars, in honesty, this thing's fundamentally really good, and I don't think I'm going to touch anything major on it. Of course I did set the guitar up properly when it first arrived, just to my own personal taste, nice low action. So of course that only adds to the playability. And I think the only thing that I'm actually going to do to this guitar is sand down this polyester finish. I'm not super keen on polyester gloss finish bodies, so I think what I'll do is I'll take this down to a matte coat, and then hopefully it'll relic itself as I play it over the years. That should just add a little bit more to the vintage vibe, and give it a little bit more character. And that's going to take quite a lot of elbow grease, and it's not something that I would recommend anybody else do. You certainly don't need to do it, it's just a personal preference of my own. So yeah, to wrap up, this Jet JS300 Strat gets full marks. Please do remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again in the next one. Over and out.